What's up, you guys? I'm actually at the cabin right now. I was going through some of the comments that I'm getting on YouTube. I'm trying, just trying my best to, as I go along, answer some of the questions, some of the burning questions. And so this one, I'm gonna specifically narrow in on some of the questions I've been getting about what do I think about the recent bundles of deaths from the porn stars that happened recently, the adult actresses. So let me put this out there first. I don't know all of the reasons. Like, I don't know every person's reason as to why they died. I'm still reading on this. But from what I've read so far, some of these are overdoses. Some of these are from bullying. Some of them, their mental health declined. They tried to reach out for help. No one took them serious. And so there was either suicide or overdose or something. And honestly, I've always known that this was a problem in that industry. But obviously when I was in it, it was very hard to speak on it because it was so taboo, because when you're actually in that industry and you talk about it, you get blackballed. So, but it is really relative, because for example, one of the girls, and I'm pretty sure the other ones who overdosed and died may have been somewhere along the same lines somewhat. One of the girls basically said it's really hard to get help in that industry because no one takes you serious because of what you do. And this is exactly what I was saying in the other video, where they don't treat you like you're human. I'm talking the public, okay? Some people in the industry as well, but mainly the public. They don't treat you like you're an actual human being. And so that's a big, big problem. And it also causes bullying both within the industry and on the outside, for the public. And so when the girls receive a lot of scrutiny, they end up really feeling very alone. Some even go into a deep depression, and that's where the overdose and all this shit happens. And basically, what? Oh, yeah, we don't. And basically, that can be really, really heavy experience. Now, one of the ways that I relate to that when I was in the industry was that I felt very alone. I felt very sad. And then sad and depressed are not the same thing, but I did fall into a depression. And the last year that I was in the industry, which was 2015, right? Half of 2015. Okay. So from 2014 to 2015, mind you, before that year, I never drank. That year I drank a lot. And it was from that loneliness that she's describing in the article. It's that loneliness, that sadness. You can't turn to anybody. No one sees you as a human in that industry. It's part of the sacrifice that you have for being in that industry. And it shouldn't be that way. There should be some kind of help or safe space that they can also go to. You guys, they are humans. They are humans just as much as anyone else. And what I don't understand, not to veer off too much, but I really don't understand this, is that the very people who dehumanize them and objectify them are the very people spending tons of fucking money to watch them. That are addicted to them. So I don't understand. I don't understand that. So anyways, some of these are drug overdoses and suicide, which I can understand that. Now, the only reason I didn't fucking do that is because I just knew in my soul there was more, and that this was not it, and that I knew, again, like I said in the previous video, I knew that I am very much protected divinely, and I am very much divinely guided. Even when I was in that industry, I was very, divinely guided, just as much as today, just as much as before I ever stepped foot in that industry. I just know. It's a knowing. It's not a belief. It's a know. I just know. And so, I would say like halfway through 2015, I was like, you know what, this is it. Like, something's got to give. And I was going to start making an exit, and then ended up just fully exiting. The last film I did was like, I want to say August of 2015. That was the last time I shot a film. After that, I was done. It was definitely not something I wanted lifelong. And after seeing the negative effects and the consequences of being in that industry, I knew that I had to get out sooner than later. My career in that industry was about to take off to new heights. I had so much lined up, and I canceled it all. I was just like, if I go to those heights, I'm definitely going to get stuck in this, because the money that I was making was too good to walk away. So I just said, you know what, I have to take the L, and I got to walk away, because it was costing me more than that money. So same with them. It's just, unfortunately, they went all the way and really got out. You know, and so this is an issue. This is an issue. And then when you leave, you are bullied by the people in the industry. That is a fact. I'm not the only one who's faced that. That girl's not the only one who's faced that. It was, I faced it with a few of the big producing companies, but like, especially like blacked.com, like, he spoke badly about me just because I decided to walk away. So this is not something that's new. This is something that's been going on. There's a lot of negative consequences to being in that industry, which again, I don't understand, because it's the most profitable industry ever. It always has been. A lot of people flock to it, even the people that talk shit. You know, I don't understand the dehumanizing part, and the bullying, and the, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. They're doing the same thing we all do. They're just getting paid for it, and some of them even do it better. You know, I don't see why people can't view this as something to benefit from if you use it properly. Like, you and your partner want to try something new, put something on, figure it out. Oh, shoot, let's try that. Like, I don't understand why this has to be such a negative thing. And it's not just people in that industry. It's also the dangers of some fans that become obsessive or beyond obsessive, which it's fucking scary. So adult actress women have to like deal with that too. Like, they got to deal with all that bullshit on a daily basis, and like, you don't feel safe when you're going from place to place because of that. Like, there's obsessive fans, and then you got the other people weird who are like this psychological tick that like, they feel like they got to kill them. I don't understand. Like, if you're that obsessed. But from what I'm reading here, that was most of it. One girl didn't even make it a year in the industry. She already died. Like, none of these problems are new. These all have been there. I've witnessed them. Some of them I have actually felt. So I understand what a lot of these ladies are stating here. And this is nothing new. This is literally part of the horrible stigma that people who work in that industry have to deal with on a daily basis. And it's also why I personally think it's not a lifelong career, man. If you can just stack that money and get out, then get out. Like, that's not something that you want to subject yourself to on a daily basis. It will tear you apart. Like, they face more pressure and stigma than anything you can even begin to imagine. It's absolutely horrid. It's horrid. So I get it. From what I'm reading here, This all sounds very real to me. I've seen women go through this in the industry. I've also seen worse. And then I especially get the depressive and lonely part of that, because even with family, you can't, like, again, because of the stigma. So like, you're around your family, it doesn't feel the same. In a sense, you feel alone all the time. No matter what, you just always feel alone. And you know that the people around you who are not in that industry don't understand and can't even begin to imagine what the fuck they go through. Can't even imagine, not even on the same scale at all. They definitely face a lot more scrutiny than most people, period. And it's sad. And it's confusing to me because, again, I'm going to state it again. It is the most profitable industry, period. And it's the longest standing industry, period. So it's like, if you're going to keep paying to have this around, why not just treat them with a little bit more respect? Like, I don't understand how it's complete black and white opposites. It's like people are addicted to paying them, but then turn around and dehumanize them. I don't understand. But yeah, that's my take on this. Again, I'll just keep reading on this and seeing why the other ones went as well. But a lot of this is like depression, suicide, overdose. And I get it. I get it. And I really do feel that they need help and they need a safe space so that they can heal and not feel alone, and they can have a better mental health life. Whether or not they choose to stay in that industry or not, they need help. They are human too. They're not just that. We're talking college students, we're talking mothers, daughters, we're talking like families. Like, these are real people. These are real people, and they need help too. All right, you guys.